Alright, let's do another one of these. This one is going to be iRating, which apparently, according to most of my teammates, I say weird because I emphasize the R, or I don't know. I have weird quirks in the way I speak. So, iRating is based on where you finish, who you race, and this is going to be controversial, how often you race. Now, how often you race doesn't mean you're going to get more iRating. It means you're going to get to your peak and have more opportunities to race a larger set of people. So, who you race, if you are constantly racing the same people, you're not going to start moving up and down more. You're going to kind of even out. So if you race the same time over and over and you're a mid-pack person, you're probably going to stay pretty level. If you race more, see more people, then you have a better chance of either gaining more iRating from slower people or losing more iRating from faster people. Everyone starts at a 1350. And that is changed from when it initially started. It was a 1500. So, easiest way to understand how iRating works in a race is, and this is generally speaking and does not apply to every scenario, the top half of the field gains iRating, the bottom half loses. The same amount of iRating is gained that is lost. So there's a net of 0 leftover iRating. It's not like iRating just vanishes. It goes to the faster guys, slower guys lose it, but then you get into different races and it gets transferred around and around and around. Now, the middle part of the field can sometimes have people who gain iRating even though they're in the bottom half, or lose iRating if they're in the top half. That depends on, say, like a 500 iRated driver is in a race full of 3000s and finishes 7th. He's going to gain iRating because he did finish higher than he was predicted. The numbers that you're assigned are where you're predicted to finish based on iRating. So let's take a look just at paved ovals, and we're going to see there are, right now at this time of recording, 102,570 rated drivers on the service that are active. Of those, 593 are over 5,000. That's 0.5%, not 5%, 0.5%. There are very, very few over that 5,000. And even this one surprised me, 3,000. This is right where I'm on the edge of. Only 3.7% are over 3,000. There's only 3,839 people over that number at the moment. The vast majority of people, 75%, are between 1,000 and 1,999. And that is just where everyone is transferring their iRating up and down every race. Once you kind of break over that 2,000, then you're more consistently in top splits, and it's a simpler, I don't know how to say this. It's just easier, I think, in top splits if you're able to make it, not to be at a disadvantage. There's the same talent so much, like 75% of the services in between that 1,000 and 2,000, and that just means there are so many people at that level that have the same talent level that it's hard to break out of it if you're a little quicker than everyone. So 55% under 1,000 iRating average 5+ incidents a race, and 5+ a race is pretty bad. So over half of the people under 1,000 average that. Now, the same a number of people are above 2,000 iRating. Only 8% of them average 5 incidents a race. So, I didn't really buy into the theory that much that low iRating splits are bad for incidents, but just looking at the stats, it is clear that there is a major difference. So, one of the points that I say a lot is don't worry about your iRating. If you're not going to be going for pro, it doesn't matter. Your iRating really doesn't matter. And once you get past 2,000 in official pickup races, you're probably going to be in the top split. Now, for bigger events and pro races and all of that, yeah, you're going to have to get that iRating up. But once you're past 2,000, it doesn't really matter. A lot of it, the people that are at 8,000, 9,000, they're good. It's not because they race more. Because once you start getting up and you have a 2,000 iRating difference than the rest of the field, it is so much harder to gain iRating each time. So let's take a look at this. This is my chart from when I started. And you can see where I was up to 5,000, almost 55, drop back down, and just kind of do this bounce. The big jumps in it were me farming iRating and putting a lot of effort and practice into it. And then this nice down slope is me just racing to have fun and not worrying about it, not racing at only tracks I'm good at. And it's going to go up and down. We've got another person, I believe this is Kevin King. He peaks out and holds that. He dropped a bit, and then he's back at his peak. So it's not a number that constantly gains like most games you get. You're not always just going to go up. Here's another driver. I think this is Ed Birch. He's hit his peak and just stays the same. It bounces up and down. You see him jump up 800, drop back down to 4,000. And that's what iRating's going to do. It's going to go up and down. And you shouldn't get focused on, oh, I lost 100 this race. Now, here is a guy, I think this guy's done the third most races of anyone on iRacing. And you can see it just jumps around the whole time. And that's what it's supposed to do. It's not a set number. This guy has been up to 2,500, and he's been down almost to 500. But it's constantly changing throughout his iRacing career. It's just how it works. Don't get focused on holding on to iRating. Just race. So, big key takeaway I want everyone to have from this. Just race. Stop worrying about the minor changes. If you want to hold on to iRating, if you want to inflate it, your best bet is be careful. If you're running in the top half, don't force an issue and get wrecked out for one more spot. Only race at tracks that you're good at. Open setup is the easiest way if you got a good set to gain iRating. And yeah, suck all the fun out of it that you can. But we're all paying quite a bit of money for this. And I don't see any reason, if you're not going for pro, you're not one of those maybe 100, 200 people that have a shot at it, why would you want to take the fun out of racing? Who cares if you're terrible at track? Go race, enjoy, get what you can. A lot of people get too focused on iRating. Like I said, if you're over the 2,000 mark, then you're in a very high, percentage, and you should be in the top splits no matter what, except for the big events. So don't get so focused on it. Yes, anything under 1,000 is probably going to be a pretty brutal race, but you're you're with most of the service with 75% there. So enjoy the racing, get your money's worth. Don't focus on it so much, because I can tell you, I hated iRacing throughout these big spikes, and I've been enjoying it even though lots of wrecks have been happening for the past year, 2 years. So hopefully that helps explain a bit. iRating's pretty simple. You know, there's a little bit more that goes into it, but there's no need to get into that. So yeah, let me know if you got further questions. And yeah, what's your highest iRating? What's your lowest? And yeah, do you worry about it? If so, stop. Just enjoy the game. Thanks for watching.